Welcome to Bizart, the podcast of the odd, the art and the rest. I'm Madeleine Swan. I write weird and strange stories. This is Stephen Waring.
Hello.
You can find his weird arty brain at lofi-guy.com. If you have any questions or queries, or you just want to say hello, email bizartcast@gmail.com. Hello, we're Bill Shush, currently looking after Bill's mum's dogs at the moment, so if you hear any strange sounds of one of them trying to eat themselves or
Yeah, one of them keeps trying to eat herself alive, basically.
yeah, it's just going to end up like a walking open wound at this rate.
She's just cleaning herself in certain areas.
No, she's doing it everywhere. It's on her legs and on scratching. And
Tell about how little I know.
Yeah,
quite an anxious dog.
Did you really not know? She's seriously got some issues. I don't know if it's like stress or some skin thing. Anyway.
Let's not get the RSPC involved.
Yes, so...
what would you like to discuss, Weaven?
Well, recently you've got me into lots of YouTube channels that I'd not heard of before.
I watch YouTube more than I watch TV, and I found H3H3 Productions and their other channel, Ethan and Ela, and I find them very funny, and they're friends with some other good ones like Filthy Frank, who I feel is like performance art, because he can be incredibly offensive, but there's something very artistic about it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I've watched a couple, and you just can't explain really. I can't explain what I saw because you just have to experience it for yourself. I mean, we were just saying before we started that he's very much like Andy Kaufman. You know, if Andy Kaufman was just starting now in comedy, he would probably be. Well, he would be on YouTube.
He'd be doing stuff on there because the Filthy Frank character isn't him. It's the character that he's doing, and it's very disturbing and strange and weird and often quite funny.
Yeah.
Pink guy.
Pink guy. Yes. Very entertaining.
I can't really be a part
I have shown you Filthy Frank before.
Yeah.
I
don't remember it.
Like the prank one, where he makes fun of prank channels, and also the one where he's just going around being horrible to people.
Oh yes, yeah. No, I do remember. Yeah.
And the life hacks one as well.
Is
is that with like? Oh no, I'm getting confused with the glue one.
Oh yeah, the glue review. That's another good one, actually.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, that's the really UK one. I remember you said, "Oh, you sure they're not sponsored by all the glue companies?" And I said, "No."
Oh, it's not Filthy Frank then.
No, the glue review is different. And I said, "No, even they're not sponsored by glue." That's the UK one, but that's really funny. I feel like they're quite inspired by Alan Tutorials, where it's like doing tutorials, but like there's something really off and disturbing about it.
It's not subtle.
No.
The offness, is it?
No, it's very off and weird. Yeah, but the glue review one, it's like he like cries through his reviews and shows something really crap that he's made with different glue and stuff like that. It's quite funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I was friends with someone on Facebook who knew the guy, and they're from Sheffield.
Oh, okay.
I believe they're having a TV programme soon.
Oh, are they?
Yes.
The glue review man.
The glue review man and the guy that I knew online.
Oh, wicked.
Are they getting high
No.
on airplane glue like the
On Pritt Stick.
yeah, like the
that would have been the
Lenny Bruce sketch.
That would have been route A, wouldn't it, to the comedy of the glue? But this was more
windy.
Yeah, this was just weird. Like it was more like a glue review by a serial killer.
Yeah.
Who's going to glue a body back together after cutting it up or something like that. Well, that's not in it.
And that's not actually what they're doing.
It's not.
No,
but it's that kind of this guy's
unhinged way out.
Unhinged.
Unhinged. Yeah.
But Weaven and I have decided to begin our own YouTube channel where we just do weird and arty stuff and hopefully some funny stuff, just as a fun creative outlet.
Yeah, we both got our own channels, which run independently, but we're going to do one together, and anything conceived on there will be conceived jointly. So it'll be like an amicable thing.
Partnership. So if you've got any interesting or weird YouTube channels or arty or whatever, do drop us an email.
You might get a reply like a little while later, because I probably check it like once a week.
Yeah.
I know I should check it every day, but we
It
will.
might be once a week, but we will get there and we will have a look, and we will mention it on the thing.
Well,
either on Twitter or via other mediums. The medium of podcast.
The medium of podcast.
You use Twitter more than you do email, don't you?
Yeah, but I think Weaven's in charge of our Twitter.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So you've got a joint thing. You're in charge of the
everything.
admin.
Weaven's in charge of it.
Of everything.
Yeah. I use my voice and my brain.
Yeah.
Well, it used to be the other way round, didn't it?
Yeah. And then I said, no, I'm not doing it anymore.
I'm not doing this anymore. It's your turn.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I said, oh well, let's,
Fair enough.
We'll do some more podcasting, and we'll swap roles this time.
So I thought I would throw something.
That bloody phone of yours.
What?
Every time we record something, it goes.
That wasn't even mine. Oh, well,
It
it's
yours.
a phone. It makes noise.
You
Get
can put
over
on
it.
mute, couldn't
It doesn't matter. It's not like it's going to ruin everything.
It's ruined my life.
Let's all kill ourselves because my phone made a noise.
You can painstakingly go through afterwards and just edit it out. It's not
No,
Yeah.
just leave it in.
Bill,
Leave it in, because then everyone will know how popular I am.
Bill will be going out to the other room, and he'll be like sending you loads of texts and Facebook updates and all
just
that.
so that I look like I've got friends.
Yeah, and to wind me up. Yeah.
Exactly.
I'll be waiting until there's like a really important bit, and then I'll go out there.
That's what we do. If we go out anywhere in public, he'll come up to me halfway through if I'm like surrounded by people and pretend to just be a friend of mine.
Who will?
And you.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So that I look popular, and then he'll go away and come back with a different disguise, like a fake Salvador Dali moustache, or you really do get overly stressed out about that phone. Like, doesn't matter.
Puts me off my stride.
Is there not a mute?
Very mature, Maddie.
Is there not a mute on it? Is it not?
I'm turning it
That's
off.
my one.
I'm turning it off.
I don't have any friends, so it never happens to me.
Yeah, well, that's why you get so angry, isn't it?
Yeah, but yours...
Because you're
like,
enraged by your friendlessness.
Someone's done a like on something, and yours goes...
Yeah.
And like echoes for about half an hour.
Yeah, but that's because you're jealous. Because actually, I've had 3 likes on something, so that's why it made so much noise. So, I see the bitterness.
I had a like once, and a woman smiled at me at Tesco.
And you pulled a funny face out of fear.
I pulled a funny face and ran away.
That's kind
of fear.
The same response that you've been doing since you were about 13.
I've mastered it though. I have mastered it.
You have certainly mastered it. Is it working for you?
Well,
you get away all right, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I suppose the fear face.
Yeah, they don't go for the final attack, so it works as a deterrent.
Yeah, defense mechanism.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was going to throw out a question just to see, both of you, what do you think is the most disturbing artistic thing that you've ever seen or experienced, whichever?
I don't know about artistic, kind of artistic, because I was at art college, university, and in the university we was taken on a trip to the Royal College of Surgeons.
Yeah.
And we walked around the Royal College of Surgeons. I think you have to make a booking or something to get in, or you have to be a member, a student or something. And there was all kinds of... I mean, I might be wrong there. You might be able to just go and look. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, sort of weird, like, 2-headed babies in jars and all sorts of sort of weird things in jars.
Wow,
like animals,
like medical anomalies, and things like
anomalies. Yeah, Royal College of Surgeons was all kind of that sort of thing, and animals like really sort of bizarre deformed animals and strange,
Ooh.
strange
It's a
things.
bit like walking through George Yard Braintree on a
Friday.
during the daytime. Oh yeah, on a Friday night. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not really artistic, but
well,
I don't know.
I guess it can because I suppose in the sense that you learn art by drawing. Like, was it Leonardo da Vinci who started off drawing like anatomical stuff? Like he would go,
in that Renaissance period did,
yeah. He would
I
go
think
to
it would
medical
more
stuff.
It would more appeal to the more morbid curiosity you have when you're sort of college age, and then anything else.
I still have a very morbid
you love it,
curiosity.
you love all that sort of stuff. This was university, I think. So I mean, there was people ranging from 19 to 50.
That sounds good.
So I mean, it applies, but there must be an artistic thing there because it was when we was at art uni that they thought, they'd find this interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
it's pushing boundaries, I suppose, and stuff like that, isn't it?
Yeah, like the what was that thing? Gunther von Hagen's, remember, where he did the bodywork thing. I wanted to see it as well, but I never got round to it. Where he plastinated corpses and had them like all spread out, like all cut up and in different positions, and
apparently there was a guy on like a horse, and they had like, the horse plastinated, and the bloke on horseback, and
he seemed like something from a horror film, didn't he? Like from a really old style horror film.
Peter Lorre or something.
Yes, exactly.
I don't think that was by accident.
No, that was probably a cultivated thing.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, but it was fascinating. I remember when. That was really disturbing, actually, when they did the autopsy on TV and you were just looking at TV thinking, I'm looking at a real dead body. And that was a really strange experience because I was quite young and, been lucky enough to not have seen a dead person before then. But, yeah, it was bizarre to... just see one in front of my eyes.
But even then, I mean, there's another level of reality there where it's still not seen.
Yeah, you're not. I wasn't there. Yeah,
it's like when people say, for example, like people say the Grand Canyon, or something. You don't get the scale if you take a photograph. Yeah, there is that. Yeah. Extra level of reality, things that and seeing a real autopsy must be even more.
I mean, I remember when we went to what's the place we went to, Bill?
On Italy, you went to Florence.
La Specola, that's it, La Specola, and they had the section of it which had the anatomical waxwork, and it had all different variations of medical. It had lots of medical anomalies in that as well, didn't it?
It had medical and mainly, from what I remember, just sort of body parts, all body parts, kind of stripped back in layers. Yeah, and fetuses, I think, if I remember rightly as well. Yeah, I think there was.
It's great though, because people back in the day wouldn't have had any other way of finding out about these things other than especially if they couldn't read, or I don't know how far this museum went back. Maybe it went back to like 1900 or something.
At least 300 years.
300 years?
Yeah, 300 years. This is ancient. Because there were
well, they were creating waxworks 300 years ago.
I think so. I think that was the fascination.
Or are they recreations of stuff they would have shown?
No, the waxworks were real, like real waxworks from whenever. But I'm not sure the period of the waxworks. But there were lots of other things in there, which like stuffed animals. Yeah. And a lot of the stuffed animals were about 300 years old. Yeah. So.
And I know that the waxworks is something that people go to see because it's one of the earliest kind of
examples
impressive like artistic feats that they could do this level of detail.
18th century, I think the waxworks are from.
Right.
If I remember rightly.
Yeah, they were pretty
18th
stunning.
Century, yeah. Yeah, because that was like the age of the first age of reason and science, wasn't it? The 18th century, when they were sort of starting to figure out how everything worked and put it all together.
They certainly were.
This is what a willy looks like.
Yes.
Let's make it out of plastic.
This is what a willy looks like with the first layer of skin taken off. This is what a willy looks like cut in half down the centre.
Could you not have asked me before you did it? No, everyone must know. Now lie back.
Could you make me just an inch bigger?
No, it's too late. We've actually removed it, sir. We didn't think you'd mind.
They're little waxworks.
Ruiner.
Ruiner.
Anyway, what about you, Weaven?
I can't even remember what the question was now.
What's the most disturbing or strangest, we'll say most disturbing or strangest experience or like artistic thing that you've experienced or seen?
Strangest. I think we had this conversation. Maybe this is a recap. Maybe we've experienced a few more things since then. I don't know.
We haven't done that with the podcast, this one, I don't think.
I think we did.
Oh, well, answer it anyway.
I haven't experienced anything. I'm just a blob. I can't actually think of anything.
A film, anything.
Did I miss anything? Sorry, I just popped out for a drink.
I don't know. Yeah, nothing stands out that much. I guess watching Antichrist for the first time, Lars von Trier, was pretty way out. Not so sure really. I guess my tolerance for weird. I mean, my tolerance level. I don't have one now. I think I can pretty much handle watching.
Yeah, but it could be from anything. Era. It could be like when you were really young and you remember something like particularly.
I remember when I first saw the thing with the circus in the town. And
something wicked this
way comes. When I first saw that when I was a little kid, that scared the crap out of me.
Yes, the circus is
so
coming for you.
I guess that was kind of my first taste of that kind of dark sort of, and I don't know, dark entertainment, dark thriller. I don't know what you would call it, dark horror. It's kind of, I don't know, is it? I guess it is horror, but it's not what you would deem horror.
Kids kind of thing. It's like, you know.
But we all kind of tap into that, don't we? Really, we can still appreciate stuff like that now. I wonder. I mean, actually experiencing anything. Oh, I don't know. Like in my life, as like happenings, generally from day to day. I'm not so sure. I'm sure some terrible things have happened. I've probably blocked them out.
Yeah.
I mean, now you're saying about any time in your life.
Yeah.
Like the most thing that's affected me was watching Child's Play. Has affected me more than anything else because I watched it when I was 9. So it's weird how at different ages, things that you'd watch Child's Play now and I wouldn't find it shocking or anything at all. But at 9,
well, it's the same for like when I was really little and my nan rented Troll 2. And that film is notoriously crap.
Yeah.
Like it's known as one of the worst films that was ever made. Yeah. And if you watch it now, it's horrific, but not for the reason that I remembered it from when I was small. It's just really horrifically bad. Like the acting, everything.
It's like The Room's cousin.
It's the Room's deformed cousin. But at the age that I was at when I first saw it, I found it really quite scary, because I hadn't experienced anything like that before.
American Werewolf in London. My nan was looking after me. I was over at my grand's house, and it was a strange house, and it was very cold. I remember it was very cold at night, and I was very uncomfortable there, and I couldn't sleep. So she let me sit up and watch a film, and it happened to be American Werewolf in London. I think I got to the bit where he was naked in the zoo.
Yeah.
Or we had a dream, and you saw his like wolf's teeth or whatever, and that just freaked me out. I just didn't sleep after that.
Yeah.
And there's probably been others too. But I guess that I keep wanting to say Every Which Way But Loose.
Yeah, that was horrific. That would scar anyway.
A mouthful of drink.
Yeah.
Something Wicked This Way Comes. That was why I couldn't think of it earlier, because I was
That's a
right
quote.
turn, Clyde.
That's a quote from Macbeth. By the pricking of my thumb, something wicked this way comes.
Oh, wonderful.
It's the Weird Sisters, I think.
So that kind of thing. Mask of the Red Death, Roger Corman. I was fascinated by that. I used to love that as a kid. It's one of the first things that I'd recorded late at night without my parents knowing. When I got this old videotape recorder in my room, and it would chew up the tapes, but I still used to persist with it, you know.
Yeah.
And,
just in case it might not do it that one time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I recorded stuff like that, you know. It was amazing. And the Hammer films, of course, they're amazing to watch.
Like MC Hammer? Oh no, Hammer, of course. Oh my god, I'm sorry. It's been really hot today. My brain is fried.
The Hammer films, watching them at sort of 9-10 at night when you're a kid.
Yeah, I loved them.
Just so the atmospheric, aren't they?
Very atmospheric.
Pit and the Pendulum.
Yeah, they're my favourite kind because I don't know. There's a charm, I feel.
But as far as art goes, art books go, stuff like that. I mean, I didn't experience a Robert Mapplethorpe exhibition. I think I saw a couple of his works hanging, but I didn't actually experience
the dildo
it.
guy.
Yeah. When you're a teenager and you see imagery like that, I mean, it does challenge you. Like, my God.
He did photography, and like his stuff is really explicit, and he'd have like dildos going up people's arses.
We didn't go and see some of him in the Tate, did we?
Yes, we did.
You
yeah.
did, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And also, in a similar way, like in a way that David Cronenberg films kind of have that kind of meeting between.
I had the hots for David Cronenberg, and I feel like that's something that I shouldn't admit, but I kind of feel like it's best to be honest about these things.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know,
well, he's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know I don't know how I could find a David Cronenberg film or, you know, thing erotic, but I somehow did. And it's really
that doesn't surprise me.
Why?
Because you like the weird and the kind of, you know, I can imagine you watching The Fly and finding it.
Well, Maddie's with you, Bill.
Do you know what I mean? In that weird way.
I mean, like, I just remember when he was doing I was watching one of the extras on Shivers, and that's quite a disturbingly erotic film as well, because it's just really wrong and gross and that, but everyone's doing it and it doesn't matter. So I kind of feel like it's an inclusive kind of erotic where anyone, no matter how disgusting or disturbing, can get involved, and it's fine, you know. But I remember in the extra, he was giving this interview where he was talking about how one of the actresses was she did something very fluffy before, and she didn't know how to do challenging acting, and she had to get very upset and cry. And she begged David Cronenberg to slap her in the face so that she could cry before her scene. And he was like, no, I'm not doing that. And she was like, please. So eventually he did. And then when Barbara Steele, you know, she's very over-the-top, lovey type lady who's in a lot of old horrors, like Black Sunday, she's in that as well. And she was like, she saw it happen and she was like, what the hell are you doing, you complete bastard? And he explained that actually, she wanted me to do it. Yeah. And so she was like, oh, can you do it to me as well?
Really?
Yeah. So I just imagine, this really strange, kinky man.
Yeah, well, he's obviously some kind of, hidden kind of primal sexual things were uncovered there. But what I was getting at was he's, you know, the way many of those early Cronenberg films would make you feel is the same sort of way that H.R. Geiger would, or Giger, I think people pronounce it either way.
Geiger, I used to say.
Yeah.
I think because of Geiger counter, I guess. I don't
Yeah.
know, but when not so much now, but when you're a teen and you first, when I was in my teen, I don't know what age I was, so like 14, 15, I first saw Alien, I first saw the Necronomicon book that Geiger published. That really, really hit me, because you had a kind of like a marriage of kind of sexual kind of and that you basically strip down human flesh and kind of some kind of mechanical aspect mixed. So
anatomical as well, and all of that stuff. I mean, and patterns and like symmetry. I love Geiger. Another one to look at if you like Geiger is I think it was one of the years I went to the Tate. What's the yearly thing?
The
Turner Prize.
Turner Prize,
right.
yeah.
And Cathy de Moncho was showing, and that's very that was quite Geiger. I mean, it was similar. Yeah, it was similar.
Was that when I was with you?
No, this was like.
Oh, is that the one with they look like kind of deformed dummies and stuff?
No, this was like if you imagine symmetrical things on the wall, a lot of leather used, and I don't know if she used bone, but this is going back a bit, but they were very Geiger-esque. They were and they were beautiful. They were beautiful things. They were like symmetrical patterns, almost like plaques, 3-dimensional plaques on the wall, but with like maybe like a long spine going horizontally, kind of taper into points on the left and right, and getting really intricate, beautiful sculptures that were like displayed on the wall. Yeah, Cathy de Moncho's worth. I don't know how you'd spell it. Probably.
I'll definitely check her out.
I'll have a look for that.
In fact, when this podcast is over,
we'll have a look.
Yeah, have a look
Together.
And you
like
can say,
friends.
there's nothing like HR Geiger.
No, obviously if there's something about it that made you feel a similar sort of way.
Because I was really into Geiger, and when I saw them, I thought, that's quite lovely.
I think it was a Lovecraft story that mentioned the Necronomicon first, wasn't it? Like he came up with the Necronomicon,
right.
I think.
Right.
And yeah, sounds.
Now Geiger seems a little. It looks kind of its time, dated, really.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Some things do look like that, and sometimes some things don't. I think it might be because he uses an airbrush. The airbrush style was very much in the 80s, 70s.
But it could also be because it's been so popular and it's been literally like spread through so much popular culture, like that style's probably been used in a lot of
it's probably been
rock and roll
ripped
albums
off,
and Hell's Angels,
been possibly made a little bit cheesy.
Tattoo.
Exactly.
Not that I'm having a dig at tattoo artists, because they're amazing.
It's permeated through everything, isn't it? Because it was so it hit some kind of
a nerve.
Yeah. So and something else I've seen lately, well, it's still going on with that kind of macabre kind of vibe, is I've been catching up on Inside Number 9. I'd only ever seen program. 2 or 3 episodes before, and there's 3 series of it now.
Yes.
It's Steve Pemberton and Reece Shearsmith from who originally done League of Gentlemen, and these are all kind of, I guess they're inspired by Tales of the Unexpected, that kind of thing, where you've got individual stories every time.
What's the word for it? Anthology series.
That's right, yeah. Hammer House of Horror.
Yeah,
that kind of thing.
I always try and look out for anthology series that I haven't seen, because I mean Inside Number 9 is just a brilliant example of it. And I know that there's Hammer House of Horror, the series, which is also really good. Like, don't get me wrong, there's obviously a couple of not very good ones, like there would be, but most of it is really good. And Tales of the Unexpected, obviously, and...
I haven't seen much of the, what is it, House of Horrors?
Yeah, I've got that on DVD, actually. It's Hammer, who did all the 60s and 70s horror films, did a series... I think called Hammer House of Horrors.
Yeah.
And but anyway, getting back to the things that disturbed. Sorry, we can come back to inside number 9. But I didn't talk about the thing that disturbed me.
Didn't you?
No, I
Oh,
didn't do mine.
sorry about that.
I've got one more as well.
Okay. The thing that disturbed me was they do this thing in Folkestone called the Folkestone Art Triennial, and basically it's every 3 years, and they just have like a mass kind of art festival throughout the whole thing, and they have like sparkly nice galleries, and they also have like impromptu kind of student type grotty places as well. And I liked both of them, but I think my favourite ones were the sort of rundown grotty things that kind of looked like squats, you know. They had like no proper wall lining, and I went down the stairs of one, and there was some video playing which was showing some strange art film, and when I went down the stairs, you kind of felt like they were going to collapse at any minute. And then I was having a look around at these different pictures, and I actually did like a gasp, like an intake of breath, because there was it looked like some guy was strapped to a chair with a bag over his head, and for a second, like, I really felt like I'd wandered into some sort of kidnap scenario. And I was genuinely scared for a second or two before my brain sort of told me that's a mannequin, this isn't really happening. But yeah, no, because I was walking around on my own, and it was quite dark down there. It was a full experience.
Imagine it would be.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what was freaky. Driving back from this place, there's some kind of garage. I don't know whether they're like a tyre place. On the left-hand side, out the front, they've got a mannequin. It looks quite realistic of a girl.
Yes.
And she's got a
sign.
Yeah, she's got a sign, and I don't know what it said, but I noticed it when I was actually sitting in traffic the other side of the road.
Yeah.
But she looks like she could be like a rape victim or something, because she's naked up to sort of her sort of her navel, and then she's got like some kind of what do you call it, like a polo shirt or something.
Yeah.
And then she's holding a sign.
Turtleneck type thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And she's naked from the waist down.
Yeah, naked from the waist. It just looks freaky as hell.
Yeah, see, I drive to work that way, and every time I go past it, I think it's a real woman. You go past quite quick, obviously.
Yeah.
And I go, oh, is that? And every time, I mean, I don't do it so much now, but for the first kind of 80 times driving to work when it first appeared, I'd be like, oh no, it's her again. It's that mannequin.
There's a really good creepypasta, or it's not really a creepypasta, it's like a genuine Reddit story. There's this subreddit called, what is it called again? It's either Let's Not Meet or No Sleep. I think it's No Sleep, where basically people will share supposedly real stories, but there's one that is real because it's a real thing on a train station, and it's this guy who was sat there waiting for a train, and there's this girl like just staring at them, and they're getting really freaked out, and then it ends with that he goes towards her and her face starts to sort of disintegrate, and then it's this like art piece that's on the station where it's a girl made out of Lego or some form of something like that.
Something that can break apart.
Yeah, so like when you look at her from a certain angle, she's a full person, but when you look at her from a different one, she's sort of like all. But on a train station on your own at night, I think I would have a heart attack. Yeah, very clever, but I'd be terrified.
If I was the owner of a big company like Coca-Cola or something, I would hire that man to create a advert in the form of an artistic sculpture like that.
Yeah.
That sounds really good.
Or just to do art whenever you get up in the morning. Do art while I have my Rice Krispies.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't got any material. Just do it.
Yeah, I don't. Coca-Cola wouldn't do that. They would make him make a piece.
Yeah, but if he's got enough money, he can just get people to do whatever he wants.
That's a big thing now, isn't it? Making things out of Lego like that.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, like gaming characters and all sorts. Yeah.
I think the thing that affected me more than Child's Play, you know, as a very young boy, was Ghost Watch, which was a British.
Oh, I remember that.
British,
I've got that
series.
Don't remember that at all.
No, I mean,
You know Ghost Watch. Yes, you do. That thing with Sarah Green.
Sarah Green.
Oh, that.
That.
I didn't think that was that long ago.
1991.
Oh, okay.
I would have been 82. I would have been 9, I think.
Yeah.
82 I was born, and this was 91.
Yeah.
So I've been 9 years old, and I'm telling you, this thing affected me for. I think I might have even gone to see a psychiatrist.
Oh God.
I don't know if it was around this time, because I did go to see a psychiatrist about ghosts, and the psychiatrist told I did.
Yeah, he did.
I was so scared of ghosts, it was ridiculous.
I was.
Yeah, and he told me to get a tin, and whenever I thought there was a ghost there, put it in the biscuit tin, and then I'd just become terrified of this biscuit tin. I mean, first of all, I didn't think I could actually see ghosts.
I mean, you're terrified of going over your nan's, weren't you?
I was.
Would you like
Oh God, she's got the bourbons again.
I mean, I never saw a ghost.
No.
So I couldn't put a ghost in there.
No.
So what I ended up doing was kind of just standing there with a biscuit tin, opening it up and going, like, closing it and going,
hoping they might leak in there.
You know, and then,
oh God.
and then I was scared of the biscuit tin, but I didn't actually believe in ghosts. I was just scared of the possibility of that. What I wanted him to tell me was there's no such thing as ghosts.
Yeah,
But he wouldn't tell me that. He said, no, I can't say that. You know, I just wanted him to tell me that.
But why couldn't he say that, though?
Well, probably because he didn't believe it, maybe. Maybe he thought there's a possibility that ghosts could exist, and he didn't feel like he could lie as a
Or maybe as
professional.
a counsellor, he didn't feel like he should give you absolute answers or something.
Yeah.
You had to
Perhaps
work
there's
out
an element
yourself.
of control, and then you could, you'd obviously know that there isn't any in the biscuit tin, so you think, oh, well, there obviously isn't any such thing as ghosts because I haven't caught any, so it can't be real. I'm not scared anymore.
Maybe, but then maybe I just went, oh no, the biscuit tin.
Yeah, there's a documentary that I really like called Ghosts on the Underground, and the weird thing is I do not believe in ghosts, and I haven't done for a very long time. But I used to be really scared of ghosts as well. When I was 11, I remember I used to read ravenously those books of the unexplained. You know, that kind of
Arthur C. Clarke.
Yeah, like all kind of all kind of like true things, like with different sections of like ghosts or spontaneous combustion
Arthur
or
C.
yeah,
Clarke,
that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I used to go to the library and just read them for ages and ages, and then take them home. And so I kind of have a lingering thing of it, even though I don't believe in them. And I think the underground is pretty spooky.
Yeah.
It's a pretty spooky
It's
place.
spooky any time of day.
Yeah, because there's no natural light, and also there might suddenly be massive crowds who squish you, or there might be some disaster, or you know.
Apparently, someone was telling me that. I mean, they're really old, aren't they? The underground tunnels and that. They're really old.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are lined with animal skin.
Animal skin.
Yeah. Apparently, a lot of them are lined with animal skin to protect from.
Really?
To protect them, yeah. And animal skin harbours anthrax.
Oh.
But it's too much of a big job to remove it all. They might be doing it as they go. I don't know.
What does the animal skin do?
I think it harbours anthrax.
But what's it there for?
Oh, to protect it maybe from water or
Oh right.
to protect it from damage.
Right.
Seal it basically. And that's what they used. I mean, I don't know. This is what someone's told me. I'm pretty sure it's correct, but we can look into it. So
Yeah.
It could be complete rubbish.
Who did you hear it from?
Tony. Right now, I've trusted him. I think he's he knows things about history and stuff like that. He's pretty into train lines and things like that. So yeah, and apparently it harbours anthrax. And if something happened to sort of damage all that area, then anthrax would just be released.
Oh, along with the Black Plague.
Yeah.
Apparently
and all the whores that are buried.
Yay! It's not a party without them. When the Underground was first made, they hired someone to go up and down on the escalator just to prove that it was not dangerous.
You told me this. Yes. To get people because they were scared of escalators.
Yeah, well, they were scared of the Underground because it was seen as some the Earth will collapse. I don't think they thought that because it was Victorian and they were not as ignorant back then. But people weren't sure about it, so they hired someone to just go up and down to prove its safety.
You would like that job, wouldn't you?
Actually, it does sound like a really good job because it would be great to have a job where you didn't have to do anything, but you got quite reasonable pay. And you actually, to be honest, that was life modelling. That was when I did life modelling. That was great. However, I did sometimes have to do some quite painful poses, and that was a bit rubbish. But generally, the fact that I was nude didn't bother me at all. So literally, I was being paid to sit around. Yeah. Sometimes stand, sometimes lie down. I used to go to sleep. Yeah, it was pretty good. It's just not regular though. So I
suppose the worry for a red-blooded male is if you're to go life modelling. There's a lot of nice young girls sort of like standing around, aren't they? Like drawing you and all that. It'd be difficult not to get an erection.
Oh yeah.
Well, when I was doing modelling for one college, when the students were on the break, the teacher told me that there was the guy that they had before me would look at a specific girl and get an erection every time.
I bet you.
Really?
Yeah.
I bet the thing is, I bet you wouldn't. I bet actually, if you or I were to do that, we would be so worried about doing things properly and everything.
Yeah.
We wouldn't get an erection.
No,
but it's just
the
lingering fear in the back of your mind that you might do something like that.
If anything, I'd piss myself.
I'd probably just shit. I'd shit myself.
Yeah.
There's no bodily fluid involved.
I'd piss, shit and vomit myself.
Out of every single orifice, there would just be this massive tidal tsunami.
Yeah, you imagine it. There's all the easels.
Earwax.
I walk on, I go on the stage, I lay down, and just piss, shit and vomit. Earwax and then every kind of
ocular fluid.
Ocular fluids, tears, just all spray out.
Oh yeah, it's tears, isn't it? Ooh, ocular fluid.
Ocular fluid.
I took you to that life modelling thing ages ago. That grumpy old perv
where
man.
that guy shouted at me. Yeah.
I found that really boring.
Yeah. Well, he had a really bizarre temper when it came to the life model. Which was me, but I imagine he didn't seem to shout at anybody else, only me. But I literally moved my hand like a couple of centimetres to angle the heater more on me.
Oh, you told me that.
And he was like, "Don't move it, let us do it." I was like, Jesus Christ.
Steve took you to drove you to the place
he
or
was
whatever.
He was a total bellend.
He was a crazy man.
Yeah. I just didn't enjoy that class at all. I just, about sort of 3/4 of an hour in, I was just bored.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I think everyone else was just sort of getting on with their own thing, and I think that was probably what it was, more of a sort of self, and also your life modelling is not really your type of thing. Like, you can do it, you know you can do it, but it's not the sort of art that you do on a regular basis. You know?
I suppose if I was gonna do something more expressive with it, maybe then I'd find it more appealing.
I mean, it's good to keep your eye in and do it.
Yeah.
Although saying that, I haven't done any life drawing.
Well, you've got an ex-model.
15, 20 years or whatever.
Yeah.
But, you know, I think it's a good thing.
Well, you've got a life model here that you can.
You did paint me not that long ago.
Yeah, there you go.
Have
we got anything else to discuss for this week's episode?
No.
That's pretty much it. We were going to talk about some film, but
film?
we did finish watching it.
Sex
so
Forest, but we can do that next episode if we try and get the thing fixed. Okay.
Yeah, so that's a goodbye from me.
And it's good night from me.
And it's good afternoon from me.
It's not afternoon,
He has to be
though.
so
That's
contrary, doesn't he?
Yeah.
What is it? It's good night from you.
And it's good night from me.
And it's good night from us. That works.
Okay.
It's more like... Okay, what did you say before that? Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I mean, that's just madness.
Yeah,
well, I suppose if you
lunacy.
I mean,
I guess as time really has no meaning, and you might, and if you do take it literally, you could be in the States, and that would be the afternoon, wouldn't it? Probably.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
let's do it again properly.
Okay.
It's good night from here.
Good night from me.
And it's good night from us.
Moo.
Brr.
Wow.